Good evening, passengers, and welcome to DeRailers podcast. This week we take a trip back to time, to a much simpler time and era, your childhood, and the TV shows that we remember from that. We're not talking mostly cartoons here, we're talking about the good old wholesome shows for wholesome folks. Enjoy the train ride, passengers.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the DeRailers podcast. I am Ripkid.
I'm Jenny Bean.
And I am Goobs.
And we are part of the SomeBuddies Network and the Strange Sounds Network. And today we're going back in time. Back to our time. Now, we don't know how old you are, passengers, but we know how old we are. And we know the shows that we loved when we were children. Some of you might still be children right now. We hope not, in which case, please, why are you listening?
Don't listen.
Well, leave a comment before you shut the...
Yeah, 5 stars, then shut it off.
Good call. Excellent idea.
We don't want you to pick up any more bad behavior from us.
That's right.
But we do want you to hear about some great children's shows from back when we were kids. Now, we know this is probably something we've touched on before throughout different episodes, so we're going to try and do our best to derail a little differently for this episode.
When you've been around as long as we have, a year and a bit, you're going to retouch on things.
We're Canadian, so a lot of these shows may be Canadian shows, so you may have never watched them. So now you can introduce your kids to Canadian children's television from back in the 80s and 90s.
We will educate you. For some of these, even farther back than that.
Yeah.
When I was doing my traditional 5 minutes of research, one of the shows I researched was Mr. Dress Up, a classic Canadian children's show.
He's been around since the 60s.
Yeah, for a long time.
67, it said. It ran 67 to 96, 29 seasons, a total of 4,000 episodes for Mr. Dress Up.
And all were amazing.
That blew my mind, watching some of the older ones where he's actually got, brown hair, because when I watched it, even when I was a kid, he had the white hair.
Oh, yeah. He was an old man when I was a kid.
Ernie Combs.
Ernie Combs.
Was that his name?
Yeah.
Really? I really thought his last name would have been Dress Up.
It might as well have been.
First name Mister?
No, he could have had it for Ernie Dress Up. I don't know.
I'm sure, he's passed on now, but I'm sure if you went up to him, hey, Ernie Dress Up.
He'd probably just say hi.
He'd give you a
hug.
What's up?
Very
nice dude. He came to the school once and did, you know how they used to have those quiz battles?
Yes, math bowls and stuff.
No, it was more like trivia.
Yeah, but trivia, not math. Yeah, I know
for smart kids.
Yeah.
And then he came and judged one of those.
Oh,
it was pretty cool. I was an observer, not a participant.
I bet you were the MVP.
I bet he would have loved you. I bet you would have definitely made an impression on old Ernie there.
Oh, I've got my hugs from Ernie.
Yeah, right on, man.
Oh, is he a good hugger?
Well, I mentioned before, I didn't want to talk about it again, but, if we're throwing it out there, went to his house a few times on Halloween.
That's right. He lives within the area. It's Canada.
You're not answering my question. Is he a good hugger?
Of course he's a good hugger. He's Ernie fucking Combs.
He's Mr. Goddamn Dress Up.
Ernie Dress Up?
And he had this thing, always, on his show, the tickle trunk. He'd go in and pull,
Which now is a terrifying name.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Kind of weird. Hey, kid,
but I
my
really
tickle
think
trunk.
that this was the reason that I loved my whole life to dress up. Was because of Mr. Dress Up. And that fucking trunk, he'd pull something out and then, they'd make something out of it. Yeah, I loved it.
Canadian cosplayers definitely owe a lot to Mr. Dress Up, for sure.
Mr. Dress Up is definitely our inspiration.
And he had those two little puppets, Casey and Finnegan, a little boy dog and a little boy and a dog. There was no bird.
Oh, I'm thinking of that. What was that?
Fred Penner had a bird.
Yes, Fred. And Under the Umbrella.
Yeah,
Treaters.
BJ the birdie.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Also Canadian.
Oh, is that Canadian strictly
I feel like all the shows that really mean a lot to me, surprisingly enough, are Canadian shows. Sharon, Lois, and Bram is Canadian, right? That was a huge one.
They just did, my buddy told me his,
the last thing.
Yeah, they just did the last tour.
Yeah.
One of them's passed on. So the two of them went and did the final farewell tour. And he said, there's a lot of adults there just on their own to go,
well, because that's...
bid their farewell.
Man, I watch that shit every single day.
Yes.
No kidding.
They've had to have Sheriff's Lois and Bram in the States. They're pretty big.
I'm sure they were in the States, but they are Canadian.
Skidamarinky-dinky-dink, skidamarinky-doo.
I love you.
I love you in the morning.
In the afternoon.
What else?
Everyone knows that song.
So great. Now it's stuck in your head, suckers.
No, they don't even know it. They're like, what the fuck are they singing?
No, they do.
I know it's stuck in my head. So, in relation to that, I was actually going to say I looked into Mr. Fred Penner.
Fred Penner's awesome, dude. He's got some good jams.
Yes, Fred Penner of Fred Penner's Place. Again, also Canadian, but what I did see in my bit of research is Americans might know Fred Penner's Place because it did air on Nickelodeon in the States.
Yeah, it did. And I mean, like, Fred Penner, at least when we were kids, so same with Americans, I'm sure he had lots of albums. Like, you could buy his cassette tape and stuff and listen to it.
He's a Canadian Raffi.
Yes!
He still goes around to this day.
Yeah, he still goes to schools and stuff.
Doing the same thing because people are so nostalgic for these acts that full-blown adults are going out and buying tickets to go see Fred Penner.
I would, man.
Unfortunately, I wasn't familiar enough with the show. It wasn't until I YouTubed the opening where I was like, okay, yes, I remember this. I remember the dude climbing through the log.
Fred Penner, again, was another one I watched.
Yeah, so those shows would have played on PBS in the States, like TVO up here. And if you were lucky and the weather was right, you could get that Channel 17 PBS and you get different kids shows. That's like when we used to live like on a farm area, and you have to use an antenna.
Rabbit ears.
UHF, a whole big thing.
A whole thing. Another one of my favorites, which I also think is Canadian, is Polka Dot Door. I fucking loved Polka Dot Door. That's Canadian, right?
Polkaroo!
Polkaroo!
It's a big, tall LSD
looking thing.
Hallucination.
Yeah, he's fucked up, but you know.
I was just about to mention Art Attack.
Art Attack! I fucking love that. Was the best 2 minutes on TV.
There's 2 different incarnations of Art Attack, though. I remember.
Oh, really? What was the second one? I only ever remember the one with the British guy.
No, they were both British.
They're both
I'm pretty
British
sure.
Guys, but
they different talking heads and stuff. One guy was an actual talking head, and the other guy was just like a mannequin.
That was just it was always on between shows. With
they would play just a clip.
That's all. I only remember that.
Of the big Art Attack that he would do during the show.
Oh, okay.
Neil was the guy's name, I'm pretty sure, so,
Yes. See, was it the puppet talking head, or was it an actual talking head? Like the little statue guy?
Oh, okay, now I know what you're talking about. I've seen both.
I thought there was a different host, as well, with a different head. We're going deep here on the DeRailers.
Definitely, but I think it was still Neil, because you're right. I remember the talking head being a person, but I also remember it being like the Muppet type head.
Yeah. He was a douche nozzle.
Yeah, but still, great show, absolutely. Really got your art strings tugged.
I'm not even good at art, but I love crafts. I was always a crafting kid, so I love shows like that.
Oh, yeah, I always attempted
to do it, and I
attempted the crafts, but they never ended up nearly as good as they did on TV. They mostly ended up in the fire pit.
Nailed it.
Back when I was a youth, I used to always make crafts for my aunts at Christmas time. Got pretty creative, so yeah, I was a big Art Attack guy. But yeah, I was the same way. It never turned out as good as old Neil's there. It's like, God damn it, Neil, why do you gotta be so good?
Thank God you weren't too good. You would have gave them an Art Attack. Dad jokes.
You know what show that I fucking loved when I was a kid, though? I fucking lived for the Care Bears. That was my shit as a kid. And honestly, not new Care Bears, but still to this day, I'll watch old Care Bears. And I just love it. I remember them all. That one still scares me. The poison one that always scared me when I was a kid. It still fucking freaks me out. Do you remember that one?
No.
It wasn't even just poison. It was all things not to do. There was one section that was Hugs and Tugs pulling a tablecloth off the table, and there was a hot thing, and it falls, and but of course
sure,
it's
the PSA
lava.
At the end.
I'm positive it was a whole episode. Then there was a poison thing, and yeah, it was weird. But yeah, I love fucking Care Bears.
Well, fucking today's special.
Oh yeah, I watched it, but I was never huge into it.
I was big.
I remember Sam the security guard, Muffy the mouse.
Yep.
I was actually talking about this with some people at work. Guy told me he went to go see Phantom of the Opera as a kid, big trip to Toronto. Yeah. So he went there, and actually the guy who does the mannequin was the lead in Phantom of the Opera. And so everyone got to ask questions, a big thing, Q&A, and everyone kept on asking, do the mannequin thing, do the mannequin thing. Oh my gosh,
that's funny.
And he looked at them, he rolled his eyes, shrugged, gave it a, It's like he's here to do some like opera
serious,
singing and like move on with his career. He's like, fine. And he did the mannequin pose and everyone like erupted and went nuts.
That's funny.
That's like a bar band, like they're really talented and everything. It's like, play Freebird!
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, we can play way better songs than Freebird. I don't care, play Freebird, do the mannequin!
Reading Rainbow.
Everyone knows that. Especially DMX. He did the best rendition of the Reading Rainbow song ever.
Yes, he did. That's right. I wouldn't call it the best, but he did his own take on the Reading Rainbow song.
I can't do anything. Suck my dick.
That's his dog bark. You want a good laugh? Go listen to it.
Yeah, it's DMX singing the Reading Rainbow song. It is absolutely amazing.
Ridiculous.
It's probably one of my favorite things in life. You think this is a game? He's just yelling random shit.
You remember Popular Mechanics for Kids?
Oh, yeah. Alicia Cooper, Canadian.
That was great.
And Jay Baruchel.
Yep.
Both of their claims to fame right there.
Good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay Baruchel's hilarious. I love the Goon movies. In case you're wondering who Jay Baruchel is, he's the guy who wrote the Goon movies, and he's also in the Goon movies. Plus a bunch of every other movies with like Seth Rogen and those guys, like Knocked Up and all that shit. Yeah, he's hilarious. Popular Mechanics for Kids. You wouldn't think it's a place that you could start a career as a comedian talking about bulldozers and shit for children.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there was Mighty Machines.
Oh my god.
Freaking Mighty Machines.
That shit still rules children.
Working for you.
I'm telling you.
Mighty things there.
Mighty Machines. Building buildings up to the sky. You could watch them all day. Never go by there.
And never know why. You don't even know the lyrics, man. Jen just makes her own shit up.
Who cares? Mighty Machines.
We'll be in a car, she'll be singing. I'm like, what the fuck song are you singing? She's like, total different lyrics for everything.
Whatever I want.
She's like, leave me alone, I'm having fun. And like, I'm a lyric guy. I'm like, driving me nuts.
Whatever.
We're just singing all the fucking kids' songs.
Hey, we're singing all the hits, man.
With the wrong lyrics, apparently.
Don't do drugs, children, if you're still listening.
Yeah, fuck.
You'll start singing Mighty Machines wrong. It's a bad scene.
And there's so many more we're not even thinking of.
Kiddio? Is it Kiddio?
K-I-D-E-O. We are Kiddio. I got that one right. You cannot say I didn't.
It was 3 cops.
No, were they cops?
Yes, they were.
Yes, they were. Oh my god, they were so
someone in my
cool.
family knew one of them, like a family friend.
Oh my god, who? Because I want to meet the guy from Kiddio.
He's probably not living anymore. All the glitter got to his face. Yeah, it was like
lives forever.
3 like Kiss-looking motherfuckers with like bright red, green, and blue hair.
Sing music.
And they sing music.
One that's like a fun bit of trivia here, and one that maybe you probably didn't watch so much as a kid. I watched it more as a teen after school, but a talk show, extremely Canadian. It's for those who watch the show Trailer Park Boys today, and if you ever see the character J-Rock, before he was the lovable, white-rapping jaywalk, he was just the very white Jonathan Torrens.
Is that the Jonovision guy?
Yes.
Really?
Jonovision, you could say, launched the careers of Sum 41. It's all thanks to old J-Rock there.
Be motherfucker with motherfucker.
Chip! Chip, boy! I always think that's hilarious, because he was just so the opposite on Jonovision to what he was as J-Rock.
Yeah, just white collar, just...
White collars, right. Oh, man.
I never really got Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched it, but like...
No, I didn't. I just
not
didn't
on the regular.
like it.
I didn't really dig
that guy came off really fucking weird to me.
I always liked the train, though. Or was that Mr. Dress Up that had the train?
No, he had a train.
Okay.
It went to, was it Imagination Land or something?
Some shit, yeah.
With the weird fucking puppets.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Mr. Dressup's puppets were no treat either, man. That Finnegan puppet was creepy as all hell.
The old ones, yeah, when it was black and white, yeah, they were a little bit off.
The faceless. How is it speaking? It doesn't even have a mouth.
What kind of sane man comes in and puts on other shoes?
So that always weirded me out, but with him it was his voice. I found he had a real, like, I always thought he had a creepy voice, like, hi. Like, it was just weird.
Like the old guy from
Yes!
Family
From
Guy?
fucking Family Guy, yes.
Know who's not creepy? Keanu Reeves.
No, he's the best.
Our weekly shout out to Keanu Reeves.
Yes, shoutouts to Keanu Reeves.
We always have a spot available if you ever want to come over to the show, Keanu. I know we always talk in DMs, but he doesn't want to let everyone know what he's thinking.
As much as he'd love to do the show, it's just his schedule.
Yo, I heard they might be doing a new Matrix.
Oh, God.
After the
Matrix
last
3,
couple
not so
Matrices,
good.
I don't really need to see more Matrix in my life.
They should have just left it be after that first one. Do I really want them to continue it after what they did with it?
Yeah, and they got the same directors interested.
Oh, those two guys who are now girls?
Yeah.
Awesome. Sweet.
Oh, what? They got a sex change?
Yeah, both of them.
They both went through transition.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but good for them. Be you.
I didn't know that.
Power to you.
I'm cool with it. I don't care.
Death drop.
It's the thing they do on the RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah. Which I'm addicted to.
Uh,
Too bad RuPaul's Drag Race wasn't one of my favorite childhood shows.
As a dude, you're like, whoa.
And it's dudes doing it. So
Yeah, they
good
kick
for them.
one leg back kind of and one forward and then drop right down. Like kind of like a weird splits kind of thing.
Doesn't sound like something I'd be interested in at all.
It's awesome.
I'd like to try it one day, but I'll probably end up in the hospital.
Not probably, you would.
Something you gotta train for, I think, for at least like 25 years.
I've been doing death drops since I was 5.
That dropped out of the womb.
Shit!
Boom! Right through the vaginal walls comes a foot.
Lordy Lord.
Yes, bitch! I'm sliding right out. Do you believe in life after love? Just kicking right out of the vagina.
I do believe in love after love, I guess.
Do you feel something inside yourself?
Not at the moment.
Maybe later.
I don't know if I want to feel something inside myself.
Go on YouTube. Watch RuPaul's Drag Race Death Drops compilation. You have a good time. It's amazing. It's the best 1 minute and 26 seconds of your life you ever spent.
Yep.
You guys better watch out. You're going to be drag queens before you know it.
Me and Ripken was Slay. We'd be Slay Queens.
Slay queen.
They'd call me Mr. Death Drop.
You guys did 9-toe dress drop.
You'd be all fishy.
The fuck's fishy mean?
Oh, I'm not getting into it. I can teach you guys how to tuck your wiener.
Okay, we'll save this for a further episode. You can
Okay.
talk about tucking wieners and fishies and whatever the fuck you learn about in your strange world.
You guys remember Eureka's Castle?
Oh my god, there's a drag queen called Eureka. Yes, I do.
I don't really remember Eureka's Castle too much.
No?
If I saw a picture, I'd probably strike something.
Well, that's just it. It's the picture that's like making my memory go into overdrive here. There's a dragon, there's a bat who wears glasses.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah. There's like a little elf girl with horns, some little monster things.
There's no Dudley the fucking dragon, but...
And apparently it was the guy, it was created by R.L. Stein,
Oh,
The
really?
best.
who created Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. Beep, 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 beep.
But yeah, like some of these pictures are really jogging my memory here. VR Troopers, where it looks like they're wearing VCRs on their head.
VR Troopers 3 Virtual Reality. I just sang the theme song, man.
Seems to be the goal here.
Complaining?
No, absolutely not.
She'll make you do a death drop.
I will.
I'm currently in one right now.
That's how I podcast.
Yeah, no big deal.
VR fucking Troopers. That was like the big hype. When Power Rangers and all that shit came out. Everyone needed to have their own show like that.
Yep. Beetleborgs, VR Troopers,
Masked Rider, which is like Kamen Rider.
Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
What the fuck is that one?
It's the one that had Matthew Lawrence in it, man. Guy who played Sean Hunter's older brother in Boy Meets World. Also, there was Boy Meets World.
Learn all your life lessons.
Oh, man, so many life lessons in Boy Meets World. That Sean, he had it rough, like that time he joined the cult.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah, you know your life is in dire straits when you're out there joining cults.
Yeah, don't join cults, kids, if you're still listening.
Yeah, definitely. 5 stars first, and then don't go join a cult.
The adults can make their own decision. If you want to drink the fucking Kool-Aid, then we are not responsible if you drink said Kool-Aid. If we told you to jump off a cliff, would you? That's like... whenever you got in trouble, it was like, well, Billy did it. Well, if Billy jumped off a cliff, like, that's like automatic, like...
Oh, yeah.
Every parents still use that fucking line. I do all
the time. If so-and-so did this, would you?
Where did that originate from is my question. Because did one person actually tell someone to jump off a fucking cliff and they did it?
Probably.
Like, where's my little Billy? I told him to jump off a cliff. And he listened to you?
That's awesome. Billy did that? I'm gonna go do it too!
I love, like, old sayings like that.
Oh, fuck,
like
your old
sayings.
sayings.
Crying in the mud.
It's not fucking crying in the mud.
Passengers. There is...
We've had this discussion.
Crying in the mud. It's an old saying. My parents used to always say it to me.
This is like the great spaghetti debate again.
Yeah, crying in the mud.
I only cry during musicals, you know this. I'd probably cry if I saw Sharon, Lois, and Bram.
I would.
Especially because one's a ghost.
I would definitely cry if that were the case. I didn't watch the show enough to be that emotionally invested in Sharon, Lois, and Bram.
Oh, I watched that shit like daily.
With the elephant?
What was the one that had little mice? The show with the book mice or something?
Yeah, there was book mice.
There was book mice.
I fucking loved that show.
Or there was Miffy the mouse from The Big Comfy Couch.
Oh, yeah, the Big Comfy Couch, yep.
20-second tidy, man. And have the dust bunnies.
So it would be Sharon, Ghost, and Bram, because Lois is dead.
Oh, Jesus.
Why'd
you have to word it like that?
Well, because you said if one of them was a ghost, I had to let you know which one.
Sharon, Ghost, and Bram?
We have to pay homage to Lois.
Why can't she still be Lois?
Yeah, no. Jenny's just on a tear tonight. She's just crying in the mud, Ripken.
She is. I love you, Lois. I'm sorry.
I hope she haunts you.
You know that would be the most pleasant goddamn haunting in the world. Like, holy fuck, it'd be a ghost coming over to you sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Stars or some shit, like...
Sing me to sleep, Lois.
Sleep well, little angel.
Give me little ghosty kisses on my cheek.
Ghost kisses?
That's what I call my farts.
You can't feel it.
I'll know.
The woman is probably incapable of haunting. She'd be a pleasure haunter.
Probably haunt Bram.
A pleasure haunter?
That's right. Fucking tucks you in and shit.
Oh, I was thinking something totally different. You wake up like, what the fuck? Why's my dick moving? Pleasure haunter.
Get out of here, pleasure haunter.
Why would you kick a pleasure haunter out of the house?
This haunter doesn't eat your dreams. It gives you good ones.
It gives you happy dreams. Happy endings.
Do you think pimps cry when their hookers die?
They dump a 40.
Do you think so? Like, I'm really concerned about these hookers right now.
I think it depends on how vast their roster is.
Yeah, that's true. If they only have like 3 hookers, they're probably a lot closer.
Yeah, but they're going to
them.
be top class if you have 3 hookers.
But that's what I mean. They're probably closer.
But if you got
they
a
have
fleet,
30 hookers, they probably don't care about them as much.
Can't wait till I have my hooker fleet.
Just let us know if you care about them.
Yeah, I really want to know.
Well, you're my second in command, Ripken. You got to test the product.
I'm your main bitch, eh? Nice.
I treat my ladies as I shouldn't be calling them hookers.
Oh yeah. Oh, everyone's totally confused. We're actually saying what we're fishermen, and we take these ladies out on boats, and we pay them generously and treat them well to hook our lines.
They worm our hooks.
Yeah, and they're really good at it. So I don't know what anyone else would have thought we were talking about, but the ladies who hook our lines. Absolutely genius. It's hard to get the fucking little thread thing through the hooky thing.
Exactly.
It's better if you just pay people. So
that's right.
That's what we're women have those delicate hands that threading needles and whatnot.
They can handle your worm right.
They can handle your worm, exactly. They know how to masturbate. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Exactly, Goops. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. We're not trying to make anything dirty. All we're saying is these hookers know how to masturbate. Okay? That's it.
They can use that one product, the Wonder Boner. It's for deboning fish.
Oh, of course, the Wonder Boner. Oh my gosh, how can I forget about the Wonder Boner? That thing is huge.
The infomercials.
Why don't they call it the Wonder Deboner though?
No, it's just the Wonder Boner.
But it's not boning it. It's
Isn't it though, Jenny Bean? Isn't it though?
I don't know, Rifkin. Apparently, it's boning it.
And it's a wonder boner.
Oh, fuck. It's time for the random bucks of random time. Would you rather have feet for hands or have an extra nose by your ass? That's from Toby Von Doom, co-host of Secret Levels podcast.
How close to my ass? How close to the hole?
Right above it, like where you have a tramp stamp. That's where I figured, like...
That's my back.
It'd be uncomfortable if you had it right in your ass crack.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It'd be extremely uncomfortable. Would not be pleasant at all. You'd be sitting on your nose. You'd break your nose every time you sat down.
Yeah, you get sweaty.
That would be terrible.
Oh, man, when you sneeze, it's a whole different situation.
These would both be terrible.
These would both be, yeah, because either way, you can't really hide a nose that well on your back. It's going to look like you have a small tail, regardless.
It's going to smell your ass all the time. That's
the thing.
And when you fart, it's definitely going to, like...
But, I mean, you fucking can't grab anything with fucking...
Feet for hands.
Feet
so you
for
just have
hands.
4 feet, so you're like a dog man?
And what the hell am I going to do with 4 fingers, guys? Come on. I can't bend 3 of them. I'd be totally fucked. Like, I wouldn't even be able to learn with my feet hands.
I can't even count.
And, like, you know what? Even if you gave me the option of getting normal feet back, I'd still say no. I'm going with the nose by the ass, and I'd hope my body can just train myself to just smell out of my main nose. Even still, if you took my nose off and put it near my ass, I still think I'd choose that. I really don't want feet for hands, man.
Maybe that's what happened to Michael Jackson.
That could be it. That could be it. Love the smell of his own farts.
As rich people do.
Yeah, just go ahead and put it on back there. Oh, that's so much better.
It smells like perfume.
I would take my feet for hands.
Well, there's those people that use their feet for, like, if you have no arms, you learn to adapt,
but
right?
I hate feet. But I hate the smell of fucking... Like, imagine you got fucking... Like, you're sick. And you know how your stomach goes when you're sick? Could you imagine having that going on with a fucking nose right there?
How are you going to wipe your ass with feet for hands?
I don't care. You have to go to a busy buffet. And you just gotta dig in. Feet first, right in front of everybody. Can you imagine the look on people's faces when someone with feet for hands walks in, but then they completely ignore every tongs and spoon in the place, and they just start scooping buffet food with their feet hands.
Using your big toe to grab crab legs?
You're pointing right to the piece of roast, which, yeah, I want that.
The other toe's holding the cigarette.
Ew, I'm gonna fucking throw
Smoking
up.
with the
That's
foot.
so gross. I couldn't. Ew, but I can't do the nose thing either. I guess I can put a nose plug on it, but like...
What if you have a cold?
So do both noses run?
Yes. It's a nose.
Oh.
The other one's going to get really affected because it's near a shitter.
Oh, see? Like, I feel like that wouldn't be healthy.
Well, other way around, you're going to get foot and mouth disease.
You can wash your feet hands.
Get athlete's foot and fucking carpal tunnel in the same day.
Imagine getting in a fight with someone and just kick them with your...
I don't know what to pick. What are you picking?
Superman kick!
Well, I'm going to become an MMA fighter and have 4 feet. 4 feet of furry goobs. My farts stink way too much. We discussed about this before. Like, I don't want to...
No, you couldn't.
I smell them enough as it is. I don't need to smell fresh from the bakery. Or maybe my nose will just go dead, like the other one, and just, like, wither away. It's like, nope, fuck this. I'm out of here.
Peace.
I'm just picturing, like, putting a Kleenex to the small of my back, and then a fart noise comes out. Like, I'm sorry, just blowing my nose.
Yeah, well, if you sneeze and fart at the same time, trouble could happen.
Oh, gross. Yeah, as much as I don't want to, I'd have to go for I couldn't do the fucking nose by the ass thing either. The smell of shit makes me want to vomit. Like, I don't like it.
Looks like I'm alone. Looks like I'm the only one scratching my back nose.
I would join a freak show. For sure.
I'd walk around on my...
On 4s.
Feet and feet.
Like a fucking creeper. I'd be an elephant every year for Halloween.
Gotta embrace it.
Damn right, man. Would you wear shoes on your feet, hands?
No, you let your feet hands fly.
In winter, you might have to. It gets cold. Would you wear the individually toed socks as gloves?
One as mittens, yeah. Yeah, and then normal socks and gloves.
Rainbow socks.
Yeah, toe socks, too.
I would totally get a job at fast food, and people would just be like, "No, I don't. You have to include me.
Can't discriminate.
Take my good hand. Take my good hand.
Foot hands are people too. The footies.
The footies.
You'd be awesome at soccer because technically it's never a handball.
Yeah, it's a foot.
I guess as long as you got cleats on your hands, you could punch that motherfucker. And
oh, dude, you can fuck someone up with a cleat for hockey.
Skates.
Four skates. Be the best hockey player around. There goes Goob's 4 foot.
So it'd be so fucking gross.
oh yeah, no, it'd be terrible. Like literally, I'd only do it for the buffet thing. I'd go to the buffet and freak everybody out. Just start grabbing piles of food until they kick me out. I'd have no intention of eating it. I would just want to put my feet all over it.
Just let me touch it.
Yeah.
Right in the mashed potatoes.
My germs!
Give me a high foot.
Oh, sorry, did I kick ya? Sorry about that.
A roundhouse.
Have a solid wrestling gimmick? Like, yeah, I guess there's a lot of career options if you got foot for hands, but just the inconvenience.
Hey man, porno industry. Foot fetish people.
I'm foot deep, baby!
Oh, Jesus.
Foot deep!
You want to get footied?
If you want a scissor, just let me know which end. Everybody put your feet in the air. Wave 'em around like you just don't care.
Same foot. There it is.
Foot.
I wanted just to take a quick trip back to the tickle trunk, if I may.
It sounds so wrong.
I know it does. And just totally randomly, because in my 5 minutes of research, like I said, that was one of the things I came across. And I was like, oh yeah, the tickle trunk. Like everyone had a tickle trunk growing up, pretty much. If you had any kind of trunk at all, you probably called it a tickle trunk. You know what it reminds me of? The tickle trunk, just the creepy name of it.
That's what I call my white van.
That's it. Well, yeah, that too. Totally unrelated to anything, but for some reason when I heard tickle trunk, it reminded me of the Boo Box. Do you guys know what I'm talking about if I say the Boo Box?
No.
From the movie Hook.
I haven't watched that in a long time.
Oh, man. It's the part where he's on Hook's ship for the first time. Robin Williams playing Peter Pan. And Hook says to one of the other pirates that, like, said he wasn't going to be able to do what he did, that he was going to put him in the Boo Box. And the Boo Box is a trunk. And they put the pirate in the trunk while he's kicking and screaming, and then they lock the trunk, and then they open a little hatch, and they drop 2 live scorpions into the trunk.
Oh, yeah.
And I just thought, holy fuck, man. What
Intense.
this is a kid's movie. At least I thought it was.
Madeline with the chokey.
Yeah.
Oh, Matilda.
Matilda, not Madeline.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. You're right, and it just made me think. Yeah, I got my head racing. Like, man, what other like crazy things happen in these kids' movies that I missed? Because like it did. I remember it traumatizing me as a kid. Like, imagine being imagine you're claustrophobic or afraid of the dark. Now you got to deal with fucking scorpions.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and a nice little side note that the actor who got tossed in the trunk and was kicking and screaming.
Jay Baruchel.
It was Glenn Close, actually. Cruella DeVille herself.
Oh.
Yeah, very little interesting bit of trivia there. Glenn Close, the actress, played...
Teach her to be mean to the puppies.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, at least in the future, because Hook came first. But yeah, definitely, don't be mean to puppies in the future. He sure did. He's like, here's some scorpion karma for you, bitch.
Take this. You're going to realize why later.
And now my head just took a really dark turn to like Mr. Dress Up as Captain Hook, and now he's locking people in the tickle trunk and dropping scorpions in it.
You'll be dropping Finnegans.
Feel free to dress up while you're in there! Ha ha ha! And then he drops the scorpions in while the person's screaming, or the puppet screaming.
Oh man, a puppet screaming with no one like hands up his ass?
Weird.
That'd be the most like traumatizing thing ever.
It would have been a good way to kill off the creepy faceless version of Finnegan and perhaps bring in a new version of Finnegan, one with a face.
Casey was the kid.
Oh, was it? Sorry.
Finnegan was the dog.
Damn, shows how much I know. right there. Yeah, but that kid was creepy, man. Get a face. And that's my story about the tickle trunk being turned into a goddamn death trap.
Thank you very much, Pastors, for jumping on tonight. We talked about children's shows, and then we went all over the place, and we talked about a little bit of drag racing there, not with cars and death drops. And from there, we did a random box of random. We had a lot of fun today. We hope you did too, Passengers. Rest in peace, Lois.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter. I am Ripkin at RipkinWN.
I'm Goobs at GoobsWN. Why can't I stop laughing?
And you can follow the show at the DeRailers.
We're terrible
Ghost
people.
Lois at Ghost Lois.
Be sure to follow the SomeBuddies Network at SomeBuddiesNet and follow the Strange Sounds Network at _Strange Sounds.
If you want to help us out, you can leave us a review, 1 to 5 stars. Leave us 5 because we're freaking awesome, and you know we are.
And we'll be crying in the mud if you don't.
And if you want to support us even further, you can go to www.tpublic.com/user/the DeRailers podcast and put one of our wonderful t-shirts on one of your wonderful chests. Or if you have multiple chests, put them on all your chests.
Cover that unsightly back nose of yours with one of our t-shirts.
Oh, I didn't even think about cooking with foot hands. You need like special mitts, oven mitts?
Oven shoes.
You don't cook, you go to buffets.
This podcast is part of the SomeBuddies Network. You're never alone when you've got some buddies.
This was a Strange Sound. Strange Sound. Strange Sound Network. Production.
Don't forget, Automan, you promised to take me to the Noiseland Video Arcade this weekend.
No can do, Bart dude. I gotta follow the Best Darn Diddly Review Show on tour. Diddle-diddle-diddle.
That's not how podcasts work.
Huh?
All you have to do to listen to the Best Darn Diddly Review Show is follow them anywhere you can listen to podcasts, or visit them at bestdarndiddly.com.
Whoa, you just totally blew my mind, man. I'll get right on that.
Otto, I think the bus engine's smoking.
Yeah, the engine.
Remember, if you don't follow the Best Darn Diddly Review Show, you can eat my shorts.
Food. Whoa, think I got the munchies.
You can find me on Twitter at It's B-Rob. That's ITSBROB. If you want to talk professional wrestling and other general shenanigans, that's the place you do it. I also host a podcast called the Random Ramblers with Rob podcast. And you can follow the show on Twitter also at 3R Show. You can go to randomrobcast.com for different ways that you can help the show grow and be something bigger than itself. And also, finally, you can find me on Instagram while I walk the hollowed halls of Walmart and get into plenty of shenanigans. Hopefully soon I'll be coming with some high quality equipment and doing some interviews and that motherfucker and harassing the shit out of people and probably maybe going to jail. Subscribe to my Patreon, motherfucker.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm the believer.
I'm Cody. I'm the skeptic.
And together we are BSP, the Idiosyncrasy Files.
The podcast where two idiots discuss weird phenomena. This week we're talking about ghosts.
I believe in ghosts.
Why?
There's too much weird stuff in the world for it to be coincidental.
See, I don't, because ghosts are souls, and shirts, pants, and jockstraps do not have souls. These ghosts should be naked.
My jockstrap has a soul.
Moving on. Join us every week where we talk about cool phenomena ranging from
skinwalkers
to
simulacra.
There you go. Bye! Find us on Google Play, iTunes, and all those other podcasting places. Or visit us at www.bspodphx.com.
Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 4,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 110 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.